I hope you were able to make the scatter charts without any difficulty. In this video, we will not discuss a chart, but a very important data summarization tool. In this video, we will discuss pivot tables. If you have worked on Excel, you would be knowing about pivot tables. If you have created pivot tables, you would know how useful they are. Basically, if you have a large data set with several variables and you want to get a meaningful summary out of that table, you would use a pivot table. I find it difficult to explain what pivot table does, but when I show you, you will understand it. So let's take an example. This is pivottable.csv. In this file, I have sales data of several food items. It has 8 columns. First is the item unique code. Then we have data of fat content in that particular item. So this item is low fat. Then in item type, we have data of whether it is a dairy product or a soft drink or a meat, etc. So it is the item type. Then we have outlet identifier also. These are unique codes for each outlet. Then we have outlet establishment date. That is the year in which this outlet was established. Then output location type, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Then we have outlet type, that is whether it is a supermarket or a grocery store, and there are several types of supermarkets also, supermarket type 1, type 2, etc. And lastly, we have the value of how much sales happened of this item in this outlet. So this is item outlet sales. Now, if we want to know total sales of each item type or of each outlet type or any such categorical variable, you can do that simply by using a data table. Let's see how. So this is a simple data table. We created a data table earlier also. You have to do it again. Go to add a chart option and select a data table. Then in the data table, we want to see the total sales for each item type. So add item type field to dimensions and we add the item outlet sales to matrix, and we get a table like this, which shows the total sales of each item type. If I sort it according to sales value using this option, I'll get the item types which sold the most, but I haven't done that here. So this was the aggregation of data on a single variable, which is item type. But suppose within this, you are asked to find out sale of each item type in different outlet locations. That is, you want to see if any particular type of item sells more in tier 1 locations or in tier 2 locations or tier 3 location. This second variable cannot be added in a data table. For this, you need a pivot table. Pivot tables are available here. So this is a pivot table. You have to select this, place it on your page. Just like in a data table, you get the same 3 options in a pivot table. Choose the normal one for now and place it on your page. In a pivot table, you have the option of selecting 2 dimensions, row dimension and column dimension. Since I want item type in the rows and I want outlet location type in columns, I have selected these 2, and the metric we want to see is item outlet sales. When you set the data tab for a pivot table, you will see a pivot table like this. You can see the item types listed on the rows and the 3 columns for the 3 types of outlet locations. At each cross section, you see a value, that is the amount of sale for this particular item type in this particular location type. I have added a column total also by ticking this checkbox, just to show that we can compare and see that these two values are same. So for fruits and vegetables, the total sale value is same in both the tables. You can change the sorting option for rows and sorting option for the columns. You can see that by default it is showing tier 3 to 1. If you want to see tier 1 to 3, select ascending. If you want to order them in the order of total amount of sales, you can do that also. So this is how we use pivot tables. You can cross tabulate between any two variables using a pivot table. You have to draw this pivot table as an assignment. Also play around by setting different dimensions in rows and different dimensions in columns and see if you can find any interesting inference from the data I have shared in the CSV file. I'll see you in the next video.